So you're telling me that your cousin attempted to murder you?
Ford and Freddie were now sitting in the living room in dry, worn clothes. Delaney and Eve had gone to collect pizzas. Livy had been dropped back home to her parents. Freddie had to drive them home despite feeling so ill and having an injured leg.
At least you got back safely.
It was close though.
I can't believe you completed an entire rescue mission by yourself.
Just have to protect him from Lena.
When did teenagers get so violent?
I used to love my cousin.
Lena, where have you been? You're covered in blood.
Just leave me alone!
Lena, don't talk to your mother like that. Tell me where you have been.
Out.
Lena?
Go upstairs, bro.
When can I see my cousin?
Never.
Lena, sweetheart, if you don't tell us where you've been, then we'll just have to talk to Ford. We trust him.
Whatever!
She storms upstairs. Tommy looks at his parents.
We should go and speak to Ford. Tommy, you can come with us. Tallulah, not sure if we should leave him alone with Lena when he's in this state.
Right, absolutely. Come on, Tommy.
She's broken, hurt, and just generally messed up. She was close to Lily.
So was I. You don't see me going on a murdering rampage.
True. That'll be even Delaney.
Ford and Freddie went to the door, opening it.
Ah, Aunt Tallulah, Uncle Ellis.
Freddie, what happened to your leg?
Oh, you don't want to know. We do, actually.
Freddie, are you okay?
Not really.
Our daughter arrived home covered in blood, and she won't say where she's been. We came to ask Ford if he knew, since she wouldn't tell us.
Well, I do, but it's not pleasant.
Please, Ford. We want to know what our daughter has been up to. She's barely been home lately, and she usually comes back extremely late at night. It's rather worrying.
I know why. It might take a while. Do you want to come inside?
Sure.
The five of them entered the living room. Rose looked confused.
My aunt and uncle.
Oh, right.
Did someone hurt Lena?
I did, with a baseball bat, but please, just hear me out.
We know you wouldn't lash out without reason.
Of course, she tried to murder someone.
Who?
Freddie.
Start from the beginning.
I got upset with Freddie this morning, and he drove off saying he wouldn't come back. I went to get Livy's help, and then we went to Presley and Paisley's house. Even Delaney later came along.
So you were actually worried about me?
Shush! Freddie had spoken to Delaney and revealed that we had a tracker to track each other. Since I'd forgotten about it, I tracked him and found that his location was in the middle of a lake. Livy drove me, Eve, and Delaney towards the place, and we bumped into Lena walking down the road on the way.
In the road?
Pretty much. And she lobbed a rock through the car and it knocked our driver, Livy, unconscious. We didn't know it was Lena yet, but I was angry and got out and confronted the person. She didn't want us to find Freddie alive. I hit her in the head with the bat just so we could get to Freddie before it was too late.
And then what happened?
Well, we arrived and there was a current, so I'd assumed Freddie had drifted towards the ocean, so I got in fully clothed to rescue him. And we ended up getting stranded in the sea, but eventually Delaney got a boat to rescue us.
Seriously. Freddie, what's your part of the story?
I ran away, of course. Drove to this area with a lake, watching the ducks. And then Julia showed up. She said she didn't want me dead anymore.
Freddie was making sure not to tell Rose about Julia wanting Ford dead instead.
Strange. But you're not safe because of Lena, right?
Right. Could just be she wants to give the job to Lena instead. Wait, what?
Oh, we didn't get to that part yet. Lena is Julia's new sidekick.
What?
So Julia drove off and Lena came from behind the car. She'd been standing there the whole time. And she approached me. She shoved me down the riverbank, telling me all this stuff about how she hated me and wanted me to be dead and how I wasn't going to be alive anymore and Ford would be pleased.
Which I'm not.
She was scaring me a lot. It was horrible. And then she gave one final shove, and her actual plan was for me to hit my head as I went down, which would knock me out, and then I wouldn't be able to keep my head above the water, and ultimately drown. But instead of my head, I hit my leg against a massive boulder, and then went into the water. I struggled to swim, but I was able to keep surfacing for breath enough to keep me alive until Ford came along.
That's why your leg looks so bruised.
Freddie, can we ask a favour? Of course. You know how Lena has a big influence on her brother, and they're nearly always together. Yeah. I hope it's not too much to ask, but can you keep Tommy under your wing and watch him for us? Let him stay here. We're worried how much of an influence Lena will have on him, especially since she's working for a murderer. Sure. I can do that. He can sleep in my room.
Thanks, Freddie. That means a lot. We're going to go soon, and we'll do our best to protect you from our daughter.
How did everything end up like this? Needed protection from our own family.
Yvonne.
Slightly different.
Tallulah and Ellis left just as Delaney and Eve entered with 10 pizzas.
Someone's hungry.
Well, I mean, you might be hungry after almost dying. And who were they?
My aunt and uncle.
They hate you too.
No, actually. They're extremely angry at their daughter and came to ask what happened. They left Tommy with me.
Scared of their own daughter. The world is going mad.
Pizza!
Right, of course. Let's eat while it's still hot.
The 6 of them sat down at the table to eat pizza.
I don't know what I'd do if I lost my cousin, but I certainly wouldn't turn into a maniac.
And can you blame her?
Actually, yes, we can blame her. Just because Lily is dead, it doesn't mean you deserve to be. And Lilliana would have wanted you to be alive. So what Lena's doing would hurt Lilliana, and she really isn't thinking.
But if she doesn't stop, what do we do?
Don't even think about leaving the house.
When do I ever get freedom?
You're beginning to sound like Ford. And if you were dead, you wouldn't have freedom anyway, which you will be if you even step foot outside of this house. Since what Lena did sounded a little scary.
What am I doing though?
Staying out of trouble.
How do I do that?
You don't want to be with Lena, Tommy.
Will she ever hurt me?
No one responded.
What?
I don't know.
What's that supposed to mean?
She hurt me. She almost felt so savage. It was weird. And she's gone so mad that I wouldn't trust her not to hurt anyone. Even your parents thought it was best you stuck with me instead of your sister.
We used to be so close. She barely talks to me now.
She misses Lilliana, but it's not an excuse. No one else is going on a bloodthirsty rampage like she is.
And who does Julia want to hurt?
Hang on, Freddie. You mentioned Julia doesn't want you dead anymore. Why?
Honestly, don't know.
You're lying to me, Freddie. What did she say to you?
Well, she just said her main focus wasn't me anymore.
No. Listen to me, Freddie. Tell me now. I believe you that she said that, but I know that's not the full truth.
No one spoke. Ford found himself staring at Freddie, open mouthed.
Freddie, tell me now. It'll be better for all of us if you say the truth. No one is keeping any more secrets. We all know how that ends up.
I don't want to ruin anyone's life.
What do you mean?
That's why I can't tell you.
That doesn't work, Freddie. Who does she want dead? Who does Julia want dead?
Not me.
Tell me something I don't know.
I can't tell you. I promised I wouldn't.
Freddie storms up from the table and runs upstairs noisily. Ford had his head in his hands at this point.
I mean, technically can't force him to tell you.
Ford, you know, don't you?
What? No?
Is everyone lying to me today?
He'd feel guilty if he told you.
Why, Ford? Why?
Rose, I think you need to stop pressuring them. It's just making things worse. Look, Ford, come with me. We can discuss this in the garden away from a massive group of people.
Sure.
Delaney and Ford went into the garden. Rose stared after them.
It's you, isn't it?
That obvious, huh?
What even happened, Ford?
My best friend betrayed me.
I already know that, Ford.
I don't mean Freddie.
Oh, Johnny?
Yes.
What did Johnny do?
Julia told Freddie that Johnny told her that I killed Kalia, or that I was responsible for the majority of it. And Freddie only shot her in the end, but she'd have died anyway due to the injuries that I inflicted.
Wait, so now she wants you dead?
We think so, but she never directly said that. Oh gosh, what's she gonna do?
Nothing if I have anything to say about it.
Delaney, just stop getting in the middle of things. You don't always have to be the hero. First time you ended up in a punch-up with Kalia. Second time you ended up getting stabbed.
That wasn't fun.
Talk to Freddie about that.
Right, yes. He's been through much more pain than any of us, physically and mentally.
Losing his sister hurt more than any bullet wound he's had.
True. You still feel guilty, don't you?
Well, yes, but I also feel guilty for blaming him.
You shouldn't. We all understand.
No, no one understands. Well, not really. I don't think you can see inside my head somehow. Only Freddie can seem to do that.
You might be right about that.
Hi?
What the heck are you doing here?
What's that supposed to mean?
You betrayed me!